Alrighty. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast episode. I'm just going to get things set up and we'll be ready to go. Everyone's day's going well. I am back home for this week's episode. I have the mic back for this week's episode as I am almost done with the semester for college. I'm thankful to be almost done. Still trying to figure out my future with college, but that's a story for another day. Uh, but yeah, all good otherwise. We get things set up and we'll be ready to go. But from here on out, I will be doing podcast episodes from home. Um, Next week might be pushed off. Uh, Next week might be pushed off a day due to I might be going to a Yankees game next week. Um, but I will still to Wednesday instead of Tuesday. Just a heads up on that, but that's not for sure going to be happening. Um, Otherwise, though, not much else to know. Still gonna be without music for about another uh, week or so, give or take. Almost set. I'm just gonna take care of one more thing. That's set. Last thing. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 77 of the Betting in the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. I mentioned it on YouTube before I hit the go lot, before I started the audio recording. So just for those on audio, next week's episode is either going to be around this time or is going to be pushed off till Wednesday due to I'm possibly going to a Yankee game on Tuesday. Or if not for that, I'm going to be coming home on Tuesday and we'll need more time before I could go live with next week's episode. So either way, next week's episode is going to be delayed, whether it's to Wednesday or a few hours. I am not sure at the current moment. But otherwise, there's not much else to say. Let's get right into it. One thing I actually also want to talk about is the Browns made an interesting trade. As Darius Smith is no longer a Minnesota Viking. He got traded to the Cleveland Browns along. I'll just have to find this. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Traded. The Browns got Zadarius Smith and a 2025 6th and 7th round picks from the Minnesota Vikings for 2024 and 2025 5th round picks. Very interesting trade, a huge trade, a piece that can help the Browns defense very much, and be a huge piece alongside Myles Garrett on the defense. And interested to see how it goes. We'll see what happens. So, right to NBA, let's get an update. Conference semifinals wrap up as that has ended, and conference finals start tonight. Conference semifinals, Miami and the Knicks. Knicks took Game 5 at home, 112-103 to force a Game 6, but Miami won Game 6 at home, 96-92 to advance the Eastern Conference Finals for the second consecutive year. Between Boston and Philly, Boston took Game 6 to send it back to the Garden for Game 7, and they won Game 7, winning Game 6 95-86, winning Game 7 112-88 to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And for the second straight year, it's Celtics Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. That game will be at 8:30 on ESPN on TNT, tomorrow night. For the West, the Lakers and the Warriors. The Warriors took Game 5 at home, 121-106, force it back to LA for Game 6. But the Lakers won Game 6 at home, 122-101 to advance to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since COVID bubble year. And then for Phoenix and Denver, Denver took Game 6 at home, 125-100 to advance to the Western Conference Finals. And Lakers Nuggets begin tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, Game 1. Something I realized, by the way, actually, about how the NBA playoffs are at the moment. There are possibility of two very interesting playoff NBA Finals matchups. Either we could get the bubble NBA Finals rematch between the Lakers and the Heat, which the Lakers won, or we could get a Celtics-Lakers matchup for the first time since 2010, and those are always good, fun, and interesting when the two teams play each other in the even in general, especially when it comes to the NBA Finals. So we'll see how things play out. But definitely keep an eye because that either of those two, and then obviously there's also Denver possibility of making it instead, being Denver-Boston or Denver-Miami. Of the two, like if I had to say between the Lakers and Boston or Lakers and Heat, which I would rather, honestly, I'd rather Lakers-Celtics because it's always a fun. They always provide a lot of fun in every finals matchup, whether current, either more recent or more back. It's always a more fun and intriguing matchup, and I'm kind of down for it this year, especially with it being a high possibility. But we'll see what happens. Could be the Lakers don't make it to the NBA Finals, and then Denver wins, and it doesn't matter really either way. And it's just Denver and whoever advances out of the East. But we'll see what happens. So, MLB Weekly Recap. There's a whole bunch has gone on. There was actually a day where there was like 6 games, and I only had like one thing from the entire day. It was like Thursday, and I had barely anything from it because it was just like 6 games. But let's get right into it. So going back to Wednesday, 7-run fifth, including Anthony Volpe, first career grand slam, leads the Yankees over the A's 11-3. Carlos Perez and Jace Peterson went back in the second. With 5-4 Marlins win over the Diamondbacks, they are now 12-0 in one-run games this year, passing 1972 Mets for most consecutive wins in games decided by one run in MLB history. I don't know what it is up to date now, but up until that point on Wednesday, Freddie Freeman and Will Smith both solo went back-to-back in the fourth, and 8-1 Dodgers win over the Brewers. Justin Verlander in his got his first win as a Met, going 7 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, and 7 strikeouts in the Mets' 2-1 win over the Reds. With that win, Justin Verlander has now beaten all 30 teams in MLB in his entire career. And with save in Red Sox 5-2 win against the Braves, Kenley Jansen officially has recorded his 400th career save. Congratulations to him. I knew he was going to get it with how close he was going into the season, and he finally got that mark check mark off of his career. So that's from Wednesday. The one thing from Thursday with a 4-hit game, 4 for 4, 3 RBI and a home run. Casey Schmidt's 8 hits in 3 games is tied for the most hits in the first career 3 games in Giants history since Willie McCovey and way back in a 6-2 Giants win over the Diamondbacks. From Friday, 5-run second helped Seattle over Detroit 9-2. Jake Fraley threw a homer game in Cincinnati, 7-4 win over the Marlins. Yuri Perez was called up, made his major league debut in this game, went 4 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and got the no decision. Cedric Mullins hit for the cycle in the Orioles 6-3 win over the Pirates for Orioles' 12th cycle in franchise history and first since Jonathan Villar in 2019. Anthony Rizzo 2-homer game on his own bobblehead night leads the Yankees over the Rays 6-5. Chris Bassett had a complete game shutout, giving up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts in the Blue Jays 3-0 win over the Braves. Emmanuel Valdez and Connor Wong went back-to-back in the 5th, and Red Sox 8-6 loss to the Cardinals. And Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman went back-to-back in the 7th, and the Dodgers 4-2 win over the Padres. That is from Friday. From Saturday, Alex Kirilloff had a 2-homer game in the Twins' 11-1 victory over the Cubs. Joey Gallo and Alex Kirilloff went back-to-back in the 3rd. Both the Rays and Yankees both had 5-run innings, 5th for Tampa, 6th for Yankees, and a 9-8 Yankees win. Aaron Judge also had a 2-homer game in this game. 6-run 8th helps Guardians over the Angels 8-6. Christian Yelich had a 2-homer game in the Brewers 4-3 win over the Royals. With strikeout of Joey Wiemer, Zach Greinke's now is 5th pitcher in MLB history to strike out 1,000-plus different hitters in career. And with 7-4 Phillies victory over the Colorado Rockies, the Phillies won a series in Colorado for the first time since July 13th to the 15th in 2012. They did not win. They did not sweep as the Rockies won the finale 4-0. And then from Sunday, 7-run third and 8th 7-run third and 7-run 8th leads the Twins over the Cubs 16-3, 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and a 1-1 field goal. To put in football terms, it was like a meme. Someone put around that like Vikings hammered the Bears 16-3. It literally is a football score. But anyways, 8-run 5th leads the Mets over the Nationals in Game 2 of quote-unquote doubleheader because the first game was a game suspended from Saturday 8-2. 5-run 5th helps Rays over the Yankees 8-7. 7-run second helps Brewers over the Royals 9-6. With some home run in the first by Salvador Perez. Kansas City now has homered in 13 straight games, second longest in Kansas City Royals history behind 15 games in 2001. They did not get a homer in the next game as they got shut out 12-0. Spoiler. 8-run 8th leads Rangers over the A's 11-3. No, sorry, they did not play the Braves. My bad. I'm thinking of Rangers. And then Yainer Diaz hit his first major league home run at 4th in the Astros 4-3 win over the White Sox. I forget who they played yesterday. Let's see. I don't know why I thought they played. Me being stupid. Wait, what am I doing? What are you doing, my boy? What am I doing? They even play. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, sorry, they didn't because they got, we'll get to that in a moment, but they did not. And then from yesterday, 5-run 4th leads Angels over the Orioles 9-5. Aaron Judge, 2-homer game in Yankees 7-4 win versus the Blue Jays. By the way, Shohei Ohtani was a double off the cycle in the Angels-Orioles game. Cal Raleigh, 2-homer game, 1 from each side of the plate, and Mariners 10-1 win over the Red Sox. 10-run 8th helps Cardinals over the Brewers 18-1. Yes, you heard me, 10-run 8th. Brenton Doyle had a 2-homer game in the Rockies 9-8 win over the Reds. Michael Wacha carries no-hitter in the 8th inning, broken on Michael Massey leadoff single. Career-high 11 strikeouts in Padres 4-0 win over the Royals. That's how the Royals were not able to homer yesterday. And Max Muncy, 2-homer game in Dodgers 9-8 win in 12 innings over the Twins. Will Smith and Max Muncy went back-to-back in the first inning. That is the games part of the MLB Weekly Recap. First standings update. Rays for the AL East. The Rays in first place at 31-11, ending on a 1-game win streak, followed by the Orioles at 26-15, ending on a 2-game losing streak, followed by the Blue Jays at 24-17, ending on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Yankees at 24-19, ending on a 1-game win streak, followed by the Red Sox at 22-20, ending on a 4-game losing streak. For the AL Central, the Twins in first place at 23-19, ending on a one-game losing streak, followed by the Guardians at 19-21, ending on a two-game losing streak, followed by the Tigers at 18-21, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the White Sox at 14-28, ending on a one-game losing streak, followed by the Royals at 12-31, ending on a four-game losing streak. And then in the AL West, Rangers in first place. Rangers in first place, 25-16, ending on a one-game losing streak, followed by the Astros at 22-19, ending on a two-game win streak, followed by the Angels at 22-20, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Mariners at 21-20, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Athletics at 9-34, ending 1 point around a five-game losing streak, ending on a three-game losing streak. They're the only team that has not reached double-digit wins so far this year. But they're one away from getting double digits. We'll see when that happens. That's for the AL. For the NL East, the Braves in first place at 26-15, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Marlins at 20-21, ending on a two-game losing streak, followed by the Phillies at 20-21, and 1 point around a five-game win streak, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Mets at 20-22, ending on a one-game losing streak, followed by the Nationals at 18-23, ending on a one-game win streak. For the NL Central, the Brewers in first place at 23-18, ending on a one-game losing streak, followed by the Pirates at 23-19, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Cubs at 19-22, ending on a three-game losing streak, followed by the Reds at 18-23, ending on a two-game losing streak, followed by the Cardinals at 17-25, ending on a four-game win streak. And then for the NL West, Dodgers in first place at 27-15, ending on a six-game win streak, followed by the Diamondbacks at 24-18, ending on a four-game win streak, followed by the Padres at 20-22, 1 point around a five-game losing streak, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Padres at 18-23, ending on a one-game win streak, followed by the Rockies at 18-24, ending on a two-game win streak. That is it for the standings part, and just go over for today's schedule, which some of these games are actually about to start. Angels at Orioles at 6:35, Pirates at Tigers at 6:40, Nationals and Marlins at 6:40, Yankees at Blue Jays at 7:07, Mariners at Red Sox at 7:10, Rays and Mets at 7:10, Brewers at Cardinals at 7:45, Braves at Rangers at 8:05, Cubs at Astros at 8:10, Guardians at White Sox at 8:10, Reds at Rockies at 8:40, Diamondbacks at A's at 9:40, Royals at Padres at 9:40, Phillies and Giants at 9:45, and then Twins and Dodgers at 10. That is this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a notification bell to notify when I go live and or post a video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, and notification bell so you're notified when I go post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in next week's episode 78. Bye.